Hey parents, welcome to Alpha Anywhere. We're going to help you get StudyReel installed on your machine, whether that's a Windows computer or a Mac computer. The steps are super easy and everyone needs StudyReel. This is more than just software that's going to help keep track of learning progress. This is also going to help support strong learning habits as well. So there's a couple of steps here, but we're going to unpack this one at a time. Hopefully you're looking at a page like this where you can click this little button. If you clicked watch the video tutorial, you're here. But I'm going to help you just navigate and give you sort of the verbal tour of what we're doing. So the very first thing we're going to do, I'm on a Mac computer. So we're just going to click download for Mac, and that's going to start the launcher right away. And so if you just choose allow, that's going to download the file right to your computer. Same process for Windows. Mac has a couple extra steps. But once that file is installed, we're going to bring that up and begin the installation process. Okay, folks, so this is where we're going to do our sign in for StudyReel. If you're here, that means we got things downloaded and we're ready to log in. Now, I'm going to show you through the rest of this video a few steps beyond where you may be able to reach, and that's because your password is delivered on your child's first day of Alpha Anywhere. So I want you to have a preview of what's coming next. But this way, you get a chance to see how the whole process works, and you'll be fully prepared on day one. So if you're looking at this screen, that means we've got things downloaded well, and we're just going to click this Continue with Google button right here at the top. And as you can see, that's going to pop up the sort of login sequence, and that should take us to a screen that looks like this. Now, if it's your very first time using StudyReel, it's going to ask for some permissions, and we're going to walk through how to set those permissions for Mac and PC in the next section. Now for Mac, you'll have to do a little bit more work, so we're going to focus there. For PC, it's just a couple of clicks and you'll go right through. So let's take a look at how that sequencing looks for a Mac. All right, folks. So if you're on a Mac and we've got to allow these permissions the first time, this can be a little confusing. Not too many folks may be familiar with the privacy and security settings for their Mac computer, excuse me. So what you're going to do is click on Settings inside your Mac, and you're going to get to a screen that looks like this. And we're going to click on Privacy and Security, and you should see a list of options that looks like this. And there are three screens where we're going to need to enable access for StudyReel. The first one is the camera. And if I click on camera, you can see that StudyReel is already enabled with this blue check mark here. That's the first one. The second one is microphone. And you can see where there's our StudyReel sitting right there, also enabled already. And then this screen and system audio recording one here. This is the third one. And we're going to look at StudyReel here and make sure that one has a blue check as well. Now, your computer will probably prompt you that once that one is turned on, you need to quit and restart StudyReel. That's normal, just a Mac protocol. So once you switch this on, you'll just want to restart StudyReel if you have it running, and then all three of those permissions will be ready to roll. All right, great. So now if we're at this step, we've got all of our StudyReel installed, we've got all of our permissions enabled, and we should be looking at a screen like this once we've logged in. And we've got Happy Monday or Happy whatever day, right, for the student. And this little button here that says Start Learning. And so when we click Start Learning, you'll see this countdown begin. And then a blue border will draw around the monitor with the word recording sitting right in the middle. Now that tells you that any activity that takes place inside that blue border will be recorded by StudyReel. So it's very important that when your child starts working, that they access their work this way, inside StudyReel only. And you should see this exact screen. And then if they just mouse over here, they can click on My Required Learning and do their work this way. Now, as part of a new account with Alpha Anywhere, parents also will get a Dash account that they can access from a browser like Safari or Chrome. It is very important that kids do not do work inside of Safari or Chrome, even if they link out to Safari or Chrome, because that work will not be tracked. And a very common question will be, hey, we did this lesson yesterday or the day before, and we're still seeing it. It's not tracking our information. It's not tracking the work my child is doing. And I'll tell you, 8 to 9 times out of 10, the usual culprit is that the work was not launched from within StudyReel. So if you see that blue border, everything is working. I can start getting after my lessons now. If I click on lesson 1, this is the first one I have. You may also have a test instead of a lesson, and you can launch these lessons and get going with Alpha Anywhere. I hope these steps made this very easy for you. If not, at the bottom of this tutorial, you can see a link to email us with questions. Have a wonderful time. Thanks for being here.